And we are live.
Hello, everyone. It's the one, the only, the commander of the Jungle Exchange, the gorilla, and I'm here with my main man, Dex, who is the Algocapitalist. He's the trader formerly known as the Vulcan, and it's another Trading Terrordome. With that out of the way, Dex, what's going on, bro?
Oh man, each and everything is going on right now.
Well, let's pick a twine of yarn, and let's pull on it and see where this rabbit hole goes.
All right, that's what's up. The first one would be the elephant in the room is the mining sector today. That is the elephant in the room.
Well, let's talk about the elephants, bro. I'm all
All
about
right.
elephants.
Well, the miners right now are getting decimated.
Yes.
If you take a look at your GDXJ, first and foremost, as I'm pulling this up to talk about it, I did a end of day report last night here on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I warned about a particular scenario that's playing itself out today.
Mm.
Right now, the GDXJ is in free fall. It is in free fall. And right now, unfortunately, it would need, as we speak right now, it would need to close above 35.17 this week to put an end to this downtrend. And right now, you're trading at $32.03. And it is just picking up steam to the downside. I believe that it's not going to find support at the rate that it's going. It's not going to find support until we get down to around the $26 to maybe $25 range.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate, and that's on the miners right now. As far as gold is concerned, right now gold is at a crossroads, okay? It's still doing its best to maintain a bullish complexion right now. It just needs to close above 1266.80 this week, and it will maintain its bullish sentiment, even though it has given back a little bit in today's trading. It's still not the kind of technical damage that you're seeing right now with the miners. So that's where we are right now. In addition to that, I also warned and gave numbers some time ago. I warned everyone about the stock market. Everybody was talking about a crash just about to come in the stock market. Crash this and crash that. And I warned everybody to stop shorting these stocks and that every pullback is going to be used as an opportunity to break out long. Well, that's exactly what you see happening.
Yeah.
And I warned about that. I told everybody that there is no collapse. I did a video series on it called "There is no collapse, no collapse at all." Everyone on YouTube was talking about the stock market being overvalued and overpriced and ready to crash. Everyone, everyone who does any kind of analysis on there on YouTube talked about the market being overpriced, overbought, and a crash coming. At first, they said the end of last year. They said it the year before that. Now they're saying they were saying the second quarter of this year. Now that they look wrong on that, so now they're saying it's going to be sometime in the late summer or in the fall.
No, exactly correct. And this is the whole point. See, they would be right if this was an actual real economy with real metrics and real trades that are not computer driven, where there's actual mark to market.
Right.
They would be correct. You know what I'm saying? Their charts would be right, Dex, and their trades would be right, Dex, and their projections would be right, Dex, because they would be following a typical trend. But we're not in a typical market. We're not facing typical trends. There's nothing typical about it. And when guys like you are out there saying, hey, there's no crash. People are like, what the hell are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? There's no crash. It's going to happen. It's going to, Dow's going to go to 5,000. Dow ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
Dow ain't going nowhere. When the economy does go pop, it's the physical economy here that's dying. But the market is a whole other animal. And that's what Dex has been trying to beat into people's heads. And that's why, I've teamed up with Dex to get this into the minds of people. Guys, look, I used to be part of the crowd. I don't know, 2013, 2012, I was like, man, this market's really going to screw up. Oh, my God. We're in a 12 Sigma event. We're in a 6 Sigma event. 2013 rolls around. Oh, my God. It's that Hindenburg window again. It's that Hindenburg. 2014, and I'm with the Elliott Wave guys. We're seeing a wave coming in here, and we're looking for a major market, and nothing happens. And then, sometime in, 2014 going to 2015. I'm like, wait a minute, man. The whole market metrics is just a giant cacophony of BS. None of this matters anymore. So what's the point? You could have all the charts in the world. You could say, well, we have a chart here that tracked the birth of Pope John Paul I, and from the time that John Paul I was born to the time that he died, and from the time that he was actually an attempted assassination happened upon him, the market metrics are based on that, and we can see the valuations where the market is going based on the birth and life and death of Pope John Paul. Heck, it could be based on Beanie Babies. There's no metrics anymore. That's what people need to understand. The physical economy, Dex keeps saying it, I keep saying it, the physical economy and the market are two different things.
Yes. And not only that, but I also have some bad news.
Uh-oh.
Here's the bad news. And I mentioned it in my video last night, and I'll mention it again here in the program. All right. Now, everyone knows that I love gold and silver.
Yes.
I am the first to admit to you that gold and silver is money and nothing else.
Yes.
I will also stick by my original analysis that at the end of the day, gold, silver, and gold mining stocks are going to explode to catastrophic levels. I will hold to that. Now, with all that being said, let's look at where we are today, what's happening right now. Right now, if gold does not close above that 1266.80 handle this week, it opens the door to a trade below the trend line support at 1238.40. A close below that, our last line of defense on the support is going to be around the 1213 level, which is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. A close below that, and we're talking about weekly charts, a close below that, unfortunately,
we're back at 1180.
No, it's going to send us south of 1120.
Wow, that's even worse than I seen. Damn it.
We'll be in free fall mode at that point.
Yeah, which means that every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's got weak hands is going to be dumping, because he's going to dump low and buy high like a dumbass that he is. But meanwhile, the killers and the sharks, again, will have these metals basically gifted to themselves, and they will make out like bandits, whatever physical is left in the market.
Right. Once you fall out of love with something, that's when it explodes and leaves you behind. And right now, people are starting to become disgusted with the miners and with the gold. They're calling it all kinds of names in the book. And then as soon as they turn their back and the capitulation is over, that's when this thing is going to explode. And you mark my words, many people are going to be left behind, because then they're going to want to say, okay, let me buy some gold and silver, and they're not going to be able to, because they're going to change the rules on you. They're going to flip the script. They're going to want $100 over premium for a silver coin, and then they're going to raise the futures margins to trade the futures contracts, and they've done this before, and they're going to do it again. They're going to make it so hard for everyone else to participate, and that's why I encourage people to get on board and learn how to get long the paper when the gold market is getting sold by the central banks. That's why I developed the pulse wave, so that people would know that this was coming. I did the video last night warning of what could happen, and it started happening right after I put the video out.
So we got to close out 1268 by the end of the week. Otherwise, we're done. We're in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes, we're in free fall at that point. We're literally in free fall if we fail to close above that 1266. It opens Pandora's box.
Right.
In such a way. Yeah, so we don't want to see that.
We get into that pulse wave right there that you just mentioned. A lot of the smart traders, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be shorting gold stocks. They're going to be shorting ETFs, and then they're going to be making them. They're going to make a killing on the shorts. The rest of the herd will panic. They'll dump everything and head towards God knows what. They'll probably buy Greek bonds for all we know.
Right. Exactly.
They'll buy Venezuelan bonds, bro. They'll buy some Venezuelan bonds. And then all the guys who shorted it will all of a sudden go long, and they'll play a very long, and they'll play long on it. They have no fear. The traders have no fear. They have no fear, man. Because they know what the game is.
Well, let me tell you something else. This is going to shock people too. The Nasdaq Composite, if I remember them saying, it crossed 6,000 today. 6,000. The Nasdaq 100, which is the one that I follow, has crossed over 5,500. That's 500 more points than the all-time highs during the 2000 tech bubble burst, when the Dow crossed 5,000 and then quickly retreated.
Yep.
We're 500 points higher than that. And back then, we had a booming economy. Back then, we had the tech craze. We had the internet craze. We had all these booms going on, and the economy was rocking and rolling. And we're 500 points more than that back then. Now, with the broken economy, people losing jobs right and left, the decimation of the middle class, and we're 500 points more than when people were mad wealthy.
Yep.
So that should answer a few questions and also create a new one. The first question it answers to you is, first of all, are we in a bubble? That question is now answered. The second thing that it does, it brings you into a new question, which is, how is this possible? That's like me saying to you, you know what, man? I was struggling to pay that $300 a month rent when I was in that efficiency apartment. But ever since I bought this house and I got a $5,000 a month mortgage, man, I'm living high on the hog. I'm doing great. And you're gonna say, yo, Dex, what? You mean you pay $5,000 a month? How is that possible? When your paycheck hasn't changed, your income hasn't changed, and you couldn't even pay the $300 a month rent. So how you paying the $5,000 a month rent? I don't know, man. I'm just believing God. Come on. But that's what's happening right now. There's no rational explanation to explain this. All right? There's no rational explanation, because not only do we have the missing child, we had to put out an Amber Alert right now for the retail investor, because they've been missing for years now.
Yep. About a decade, almost a decade they've been missing, bro.
That's right. We're a decade in this piece. In addition to that,
but it's only a recession. It's only a recession, and it's all fine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the economy is great. We got a 4% unemployment rate, whatever. Let me tell you something. That 4% unemployment rate, I'm going to be the first person to come on your show and admit to you that the government's employment numbers are actually correct. They are right. For the first time in history, the unemployment numbers are absolutely spot on. Don't listen to anyone telling you that the real unemployment rate is 20 and 30%. That's a lie. All right? That's fear-mongering. Actually, the unemployment rate is actually lower than 4%. It's probably 2%.
Yep.
But now you're saying, Dex, you sound like a nut. What are you talking about? That's not true, and you know it. No. You see, you got to ask yourself this one question. When the government's putting out unemployment numbers, who are they talking about? Get it? The unemployment rate is not talking about people. It's talking about robots. Right now, robots are at full employment.
They are in full employment. You're right, bro. You're right.
So let's keep it real.
Oh man, it's
robots in the new middle class. They are getting paid. They got the 6-figure jobs. They driving Bentleys and Bugattis and Lamborghinis. Matter of fact, I saw one robot cross me, pass me on the street the other day. He was speeding, and I was walking across, the lot trying to get to my car. He was like, "Move out of the way, human!" And I looked. I was like, "Oh, that's one of them robots, man." So, they got new wealth. You know what I'm saying? They never had money before. And now the robots got all this money. They don't know how to act. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, so, man. It's like giving a kindergartner a shotgun, bro. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, man. So That's where we're at right now. You
Oh,
know, the unemployment rate is almost zero for them.
yep.
But now for human beings, see, the government doesn't cover
34%.
human beings anymore. They only cover algorithms and robots. So when
You nailed it. That's all what government figures cover: algorithms and robots. Dude, CJ, write that down. That's the quote of the century. That's the quote of the century, bro. You nailed it. We got to give you attribution for that. I'm gonna quote you on that one, Dex.
that's
That is
what's up.
perfect. I love that. The
That's
government
what's up.
figures don't track human beings. Government figures are about tracking algorithms and robots.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well said.
So they're right. We have total transparency. We know what's going on in the world. But now we need to deal with something else too, man. Switching gears just for a moment. The Dow, I did warn that once we hit that Dow 20,000, we were going to 21 and 22 respectively. Well, technically speaking, we're back to that Dow 21,000 right now, right?
Mhm.
So the next thing is going to go to Dow 22,000, and then from there, once we hit that 22,000, originally I thought we were going to kind of consolidate for a very long time, like we just recently did, but I don't think so. Actually, I don't think this is going to stop until we get to about 25. I know it sounds bizarre, but because of what's coming down the pike, I think we're not going to stop for a while. I don't think a real correction is going to be coming for no time soon. Now, the reason I think that this is so is because there's been a lot of saber rattling in the war camp. The military-industrial complex wants to remove Kim Jong Un, however you say
Hey,
his
hey,
name,
hey, hey.
and
Leave the king of Instagram alone, bro.
I know
That's
they don't
that's
want
my
him.
man, Little Kim. Leave Little Kim alone.
We're gonna bomb him. We're going to Osama bin Laden him, and you're not gonna see any proof of the body or any of that stuff.
Do
And they're
we
just
do
gonna
we at
kill him.
least they can give us proof of the hair. They can just show us the hairdo, and that's
They
what they
might do
talk to me.
that. They
They might
might
show
because
us the
he's pretty
hairdo.
popular. Yeah, you're gonna need some kind of proof. So they're gonna install their puppet, and I believe that once the puppet is installed, and we do what we're gonna do over there, that's when they'll take down their so-called wall, like we did the Berlin Wall, and they'll reunite North and South again.
Yeah.
Now, here's another issue, and this one is weird. I'm still trying to figure and sort this one out. But what if I told you that this whole thing with Britain leaving the European Union was an elaborate lie, and that the truth of the matter is they're just reshaping the European Union,
You know
and that
what?
they're going to add. I know this sound crazy. I probably could get shot for this. Russia and China will
To
be
the
inserted.
No, not gonna happen.
I
1,000%
I
not gonna
I,
happen.
I
Not
got
gonna
this.
happen.
Look, I feel like Cliff High a little bit now. You see, the algorithms are saying and
You're high, all
suggesting.
right. You're gonna say that. You ain't Cliff, but you sure are high.
I know, right? Hey, I take my hat off the cliff, man.
Cliff's my
But no,
man, dog.
no, but,
Cliff's
but
my man.
seriously, I know how it feels, dude. Because I look at my charts and stuff. I look at the algorithms, and sometimes I see some weird stuff, dude, that don't look right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's something with this China and Russia combining forces, and I think they might take over the EU, man. I'm serious. I know
I
it
mean,
sounds crazy,
they'll
but
economically. I mean, here's the thing, dude.
dude,
What they're formulating with the Eurasian Economic Union, the Eurasian Trade Zone, the New Silk Road, the One Belt One Road Initiative, the
mhm.
Maritime Silk Road, GCO. I'm sorry, Global South, SCO. All these things, the AIIB. Everything is de-dollarize or die, kicked into hyperdrive, and they will bring Europe into economic alignment with the Eurasian trade zone, because that trade zone, bro, is unavoidable, unignorable, and you're talking about something on the planet that's going to be 80% of global GDP. It's like a black hole. It's going to pull you in regardless. But in terms of Russia and China being servitude to Europe, not going to happen.
I didn't say servitude. I said take over.
Yeah, take over. Yeah, I can see that. I could totally see that. Yeah, I agree
see
with you,
Russia and China.
All right, now you're not high. Now you're back to being
combining forces.
You're back to being Dex high now. Go ahead, Dex high.
And taking over the European Union.
I can see it.
Matter of fact, I see them rescuing the European
I
Union.
can see that too, and I agree with you.
And
I heard you wrong, my bro. I heard you wrong.
And the thing, I mean, come on now, you gotta give me my props, dude.
I give you the props, man.
You hurt my feelings. You know good and well I have not smoked crack since last night, so come on, man. You know I'm sober on the show. Come on, man. I ain't smoked crack since last night, so come on.
All right.
I would never come on your show high like that, okay?
No, I know. My bad, dog. My bad.
I mean, I may have smoked crystal meth a few minutes ago, but still, that's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not crack. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're killing me, dude.
Actually, I had somebody tell me that. Real talk. Several years ago, a long time ago, I had this lady tell me that she wasn't a drug addict. She didn't do drugs. She only smoked crystal meth. I'm not kidding. I'm not making that up. That's real talk.
Was her name Blythe Masters, and did she work for J.P. Morgan?
I don't think she knew what her name was, because when she told me that, she said it to me in front of her grown daughters. So I don't know.
It must be Janet Yellen.
Look,
it must be Janet Yellen.
I know, right?
Oh,
it's true.
I agree with that. I can see that, because now, the Eurozone is heading for a complete disaster. I can see Russia and China stepping in. Hey, let's reformat this. Let's come up with a different type of union, maybe a southeastern European Union and maybe a Nordic European Union. You know, because honestly, the biggest problem in the EU is they cannot integrate the northern European countries with the way weaker southern European countries. That's a big problem. Yeah, I could see that, dude. I could see that. You ain't lying.
There's another issue. I do not believe there will be any war anytime soon.
No, I don't believe that.
There's no World War III. Want to know why?
Nope, not happening. Too much cheap ass weapons to be sold, bro.
And I have my proof here. You ready? Here we go.
Go ahead, baby. Hit me.
Okay. Notice how they've been saying that, Russia is, backing Trump. He has some nefarious relationship with them, blah, blah, blah. They know that that's not true, right?
Right.
But what they're trying to do is put the information and hypnotize the people to think that it's true, even though it's fake news.
Right.
Not because we want to beef with Russia, and even though they lied and said they hacked the election and all that, they know that's not true. If they really thought so, trust me, we would already be over there with bombers and everything else. That's not the truth. We don't want no beef with them. Nope. This is all, backroom talking, theater. I'm sure Trump then met with Putin. It was like, look, man, we're going to have to, ride your name out in the media for a little bit, make you look bad. Hey, you know what this is. You know how we got to do this. And I'm sure Putin does the same thing over there in Russia with the United States. You know what I'm saying? They have to. It's theater, and it's politics. The truth of the matter is they're all getting together behind the scenes. The U.S., Russia, and China, all right, are getting together so that they can remove this northern Korean threat.
Yeah.
Because he's bad for business. He's messing up.
Dude, about 6 months ago, I was on the show and I reported that China is about to cut economic relations to North Korea. And it happened right after Homeboy killed his half-brother in the Malaysian airport, where he had those female assassins track. I mean, this is like out of a Bond movie, bro. Right. Female assassins track down his half-brother, spray him in the face with like VX gas, and the dude drops dead within minutes. And the world is like, wait a minute, you just smuggled a weapon of mass destruction into an international airport? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? China was like, there's certain things we could tolerate, but that level of stupidity, we're done. China at that point knew they were going to cut out, and I got word then that they were going to cut out their coal imports from North Korea. And North Korea is their biggest export is coal. They can't export coal. They are done. They got nothing else. I mean, this is a country that makes nothing. They got nothing to offer anybody. Okay, it's just bad. It's like you're communistic and you got crappy weather. It's like the worst combination in the world. Yeah, it's just terrible. So I knew back then that this was going to happen. I talked about it. Now, yeah, now China's like coming out official saying, "Hey, we're done with these guys." Because the thing with Kim is this, man. He's totally unreliable. Because the plan was, before he really started taking power, was to have some of the pipelines that are on part of the new Silk Road that are running from Russia through China. It was supposed to cut through North Korea into South Korea and out through the southernmost port, which is called Busan, which is the second largest city in South Korea, into Japan, from Japan to Taiwan. That was the deal. But then they realized, wait a minute, this guy, Little Kim, the Instagram king, he's a little unpredictable. He's a little crazy. He's a little
volatile.
Yeah. So
Can't handle that volatility. You got to remove volatility and uncertainty because he's messing up business.
He's crazy.
All right. Real quick before I forget, got a question in the chat room. They're asking me about ticker symbol VGPMX.
That's my index.
All right. That you like that one? you like that fund? Bro. Here's the thing. On that particular mutual fund, so far, if you look at the price action on this one, it seems to be a lot more steady than the GDXJ and even the GDX. But it's in jeopardy right now of closing below the trend line support of $10.13. You need a close above $10.13 just to stay above support. In order to gain back your bullish momentum, you need to close this week above 1045 on this ticker. Okay, so that's where you are right now. It seems that this particular, not knowing a lot about this fund, I know nothing, to be honest, about this fund. I'm just looking at the price action. The price action is almost suggesting as if they have more gold stocks in this portfolio than actually gold mining stocks, because it seems to be tracking the GLD better than it's tracking the GDXJ or GDX. So on this one, I would keep a lookout. It is in a downtrend channel. It should benefit, though, once the gold price starts to explode along with the miners, then this particular symbol should do pretty well. But just remember, it is a mutual fund, so it does have limitations, unlike an ETF or an ECN. So just keep that in mind, too, on that one. And then I saw someone ask, they mentioned Pretty Ricky. Yeah, Pretty Ricky is still a favorite. Richmont Mines is Pretty Ricky, for those that don't know. And it did break support, and right now it is closing below momentum. It needs to gain back bullish momentum with a close above 762 this week. Failure to do that, this particular stock is in free fall, and I don't have a bottom. I don't have a bottom. I could give you a soft bottom, no pun intended. This one is $5.38. If it can't hold $5.38, then it's over. I don't know how low it can end up going. But that is the initial target as of today, because it broke support. So that means that $5.38 is in play on Pretty Ricky. Someone also asked me about AG. I saw earlier in the chat. That one's also in free fall. The miners are just getting destroyed right now. This one needs a close this week above $8.57. Failure to do that, this is in free fall too. And right now, $6.32 is in play on this particular stock. So you're looking at another $2 to the downside. I know I don't have good news on these individual miners today, unfortunately, but this is where we are. So for those of you that that follow the Vulcan Report and or in the trading room, you know what get long the paper means. So I'll just end this part of it by saying JDST, NUGT. So if you're in the NUGT, you know you should not be. You should be long JDST and long DUST, DUST, or selling short the gold futures outright, or selling short the GLD outright, or holding some type of in the money puts. I just gave out nuggets on the show that I normally don't do, but because you guys are the best audience in the world, and because I actually do care, I'm giving you out some wisdom on this day. You should not be long JNUG or Nugget. No, you should not be. And the reason for that is not only do you not know where the bottom is going to be, but you also don't want to have to tie up money. Don't tie up funds like that, where you could be putting money to work somewhere else, because you're gonna be riding out, the pullback. So you don't want to do that. Now, there's a flip side to all of this. Okay. There's a rule that we have at the Learning Academy when it comes to trading stocks that are under $5 a share. All right. If you would like to learn about that, please come on, do yourself a favor, educate yourself, come over to the Academy and learn about how we deal with some of these shares. A lot of the mining stocks that a lot of you hold are stocks trading well below $5 a share. Some of you are over leveraged in this sector. That's why the GDXJ is falling the way it is, because the fund bought too many shares of these stocks as well. You never, ever, 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 ever want to put all your eggs in one basket. You always want to have some ammunition left over on the side to take defensive plays. So with that being said, right now, JNUG is trading below $5 a share. For those of you that are flat in this particular sector, meaning that you have no exposure to the JNUG, I cannot say that you are wrong. I cannot say that you're wrong if you go in and you buy 100 shares of this stock today. All right, I just dropped a jewel on you. All right. JNUG is trading below $5 a share today. I cannot say that you're wrong if you buy JNUG 100 shares or whatever. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell securities. I'm just a dude talking to you right now about a particular question that was asked about my opinions on JNUG. Understand that if you were to buy 100 shares of this, your total risk is what you pay for the stock plus commissions, which is just under $500. Understand that if it goes to zero, the most you can lose is the $500. So do not invest or buy any security with money that you cannot afford to lose. All right? I'm just putting that nugget out there for you. It's $4.48 a share. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. All right, next question says, as far as your services, if I have 5K to start trading with, how long on average does it take until my profits cover the monthly cost? All right, that's a very difficult question to ask and answer, and I'll tell you why. Number one is because if you only have $5,000, first of all, I mean that's not a lot. You're talking about dealing with equities. So it's going to depend on how you go about, approaching the market. Again, 5,000 is not a lot to deal with. So depending on your comfort level, you may want to consider a few strategies, and maybe, let's say, the micro forex market, or maybe even look at trading like the mini gold future, something like that. But if you do equities, understand that you would have to hold all your positions overnight. You would not be able to day trade, and you have to approach it that way. And keeping it real with you too, there's no guarantee. Even if you had $1 million account, there's no guarantee that you will make money with any investment strategy. And yes, I have to say that because, keeping it real with you, we assume certain risks when we approach these markets. Not only do we accept full responsibility for all of our profits that we make, but we also accept full responsibility for all losses. Once you pull the trigger and you buy X amount of shares of a stock, there's no guarantee that the price is going to move in your favor. Even if you were to short a stock, there's no guarantee that the market's going to move in your favor enough to give you a profit. Anyone who does not admit that is a liar. I don't care how amazing your strategy is, or your system, or your algorithms, or your technical analysis. There's no guarantee of success. What you can do is manage your risk, which is what I teach people to do. Manage risk first. Let's learn to manage some risk and learn how to take advantage of certain opportunities that exist because of the system that I use. So it puts the odds in my favor more so than most people that are out there doing it, even Wall Street professional money managers and hedge fund guys and mutual fund guys. I have an edge that they don't have. So anything that gives you an edge in life, you want to put it to use, but learn how to use it properly. But no, there's no guarantee, man. There's no guarantee. And anyone who is honest will tell you that. Anybody.
Yeah. If anybody's guaranteeing you profits in Wall Street, run.
Yeah, you can't. True story. When I first started working on Wall Street, I used to, and this was by law, because I was a registered person, so I had to say certain things. But what they taught us how to do was to sell risk. We never sold profit. So one conversation I had with a guy before he hung up on me was, because he asked me the same question: how much can I make with you? Blah blah blah. And I said, well, only thing I can guarantee you, sir, is I can guarantee you losses. We're going to lose a lot. I said, but we're going to make some money too in the process. And he hung up on me because that's not what he wanted to hear. But it was the truth. And back then, it was more true than today. I can tell you that now. I lost more money in the market with my own money and other people's money back in the day than today. Today, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's easier to make money today than any other time in history, except for the 90s. The 90s was off the chain. I can't front.
90s.
The go-go 90s was off the chain. If you couldn't make money in the 90s, you had no business even talking about investments in any way, shape, or form, because everyone was making money in stocks in the 90s. Everyone. Not someone, everyone. Now it's different because people are afraid of the market, because they see the markets move, and we've had all these algorithmic shifts, if you will, in the market in the last 2-3 months, and some we've had more than one in a week. And what an algorithmic shift is, for those that don't know, that's when there is a change in the servers, if you will, the way that the exchanges route orders. Excuse me, the way the inflow of money comes into the market, the way the price action moves, the way the algorithms, the different firms and banks that control these mechanisms, the way they approach markets and buy and sell. At any moment in time, the markets can go gangbusters for no reason. You don't need news, because everything's computer controlled now. So with that said, there have been shifts, and you can see it. I've had people in the trading room, point out to me certain things. Hey, did you see thus and so? And I look at it and be like, that's definitely a shift, because this particular stock doesn't move like that, or this index, the NASDAQ does not move like that ever. So for this to be moving like that today, yeah, something's different. The very last time I put out a signal in the trading room that there was an algorithm shift, immediately right after that, everyone saw it and the market started acting crazy. So I'm just warning everyone now that, yeah, there's no guarantee in the market. I don't care how nice somebody is. I can sit up here and brag on myself all day long and give you real life scenarios of how I made money and made more money in a day than some people make in a year. I could brag and do all that nonsense, but how is that going to help you make money? Because past performance is not indicative of future results. I could have made $1 million in the market yesterday, but what about today? You see what I'm saying? Do you give it all back because of losses? See, people don't want to talk to you about that. I'm one of the few people on YouTube, with the exception of 2 others that I know for a fact, that actually talk about bad trades and losses and actually use it as a teaching opportunity. Because you learn more with losses than you ever will with profits. Just like you'll learn more in life by mistakes than you will by your successes. So that's what we try to teach. That's what I do. That's how I like to roll. So yeah, I've had my face ripped off before. I've been caught in lock limit moves. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's when you're trading a futures contract and the market closes for the day, meaning that you're stuck in a losing position that you cannot get out of.
Yep.
Yes, if you trade long enough, you're going to be caught in that, and it's a beautiful thing when you're on the right side of it. All right, that's a thing of beauty. That's a high that you have never even don't know nothing about. Trust and
It's
believe
not
that.
as good as crack.
Not as good as crack. So, but no, seriously though, folks, now is the time to learn how to take more control back from the Federal Reserve Bank, because the bank is getting more and more power to control our lives more and more. Every new piece of technology that they come out, the first thing they like to do is see, does it have military applications to it? And then is it a way to monetize so that the banks can lend it back to you?
Bingo.
And so the reason I exist.
Again, CJ, that's another Dex quote we need to write down. Again, there you go, Dex.
So my thing is to help people get a piece of that back. I'm not promising you're gonna make $1 trillion. All right.
Damn.
But I'm
I was
saying
hoping
is,
to make a trillion.
okay, maybe a couple $100 billion. How about that?
All right, there you go.
What I'm trying to show people is there's a method and a way out there. Yes, it costs you money. Yes, there is a monthly subscription. Okay, it is not free. I'm sorry. And no, everybody is not going to be able to take advantage of it. If all you have is $200 of risk capital, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to help you with that. But I am in the process of writing a new book that is going to be able to help people in that situation. But I gotta keep it real with y'all. All right, I got to. Are y'all ready for this? Some people are not gonna want to hear this. I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this. It does take money to make money. Whether it be your money or other people's money, it takes money to make money. And the way that the markets are designed, yes, the little guy can now enter into the market and make some money, but unfortunately, you have to have a certain amount in order to make it work for you. Now, case in point, there was a time where I had to save money up to get certain things. And I didn't like it, it wasn't comfortable, but I had to do it so that I could purchase the thing I wanted to purchase.
Right.
For some of you, you may not be able to take advantage of the pulse wave system, but it will behoove you to at least pay the initial monthly subscription, the first month subscription, if that's all you can afford, so that you can go to the academy and get all the knowledge. And then when you have more money, then you can resubscribe to the pulse wave price triggers and actually get into these markets and do some investing and some trading. So don't look down on yourself if you don't have a whole bunch of money. You still have to, invest in yourself. So for the cost of a 1-month subscription, you can enter into the academy and learn. You have unlimited access to the academy. And guess what? I made it so that you can download the material so that you could pick it up later on and learn it your own way. Because you ain't gonna be able to get everything in a month, but you can download all the material. Pay for the subscription for the month, download everything and go through it. And during that month, as you start studying and stuff, you have unfettered access to me to ask me questions personally. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk back and forth. And I can help guide you through a lot of that stuff, man. So that's keeping it real. Because I've gotten, a little flack from that over the years and over time. Hey, man, we small people, we can't afford the monthly subscription. How are we going to learn? How are we going to do all this? Man, I give a lot of information, even on my website. There's a lot of free information stuff out there. And I put it out there because I want people to be able to learn and to know and develop and things like that. But I got to keep it real with you. I have costs too. It costs me time and money too, and time is money. So I'm just saying, um, it does take money to make money. Okay, I see the question here. It says they understand all of that, but there was like, what about 10,000 plus? All right, there is a rule of thumb, and this goes back to the late 90s. In order to trade futures, you need a minimum of $10,000 of risk capital, and that's just to trade commodity futures. If you're going to trade equities, you need to at least have
$50 grand.
$50,000. To
Right.
be quite honest with you, you can get by with whatever the pattern day trade minimum is, which is 25,000, but that's just your margin. You got to maintain that at all times just to not be hit with the pattern day trade rule. So you're going to need at least $50,000 in cash to trade equities, and you're going to need at least 10,000 minimum to trade commodity futures, and that's just the day trade the Nasdaq and S&P.
And you need at least 8,000 to trade some forex.
Yeah, now, well, forex is a little bit different now. Forex is different now because I train my people to trade micro forex. With
Ooh.
micro forex, you can trade micro forex with $1,000. Real talk. So yeah, you can do that.
Nice.
The cost for getting in the market is way less with micro forex. The only thing you need to be able to overcome, of course, is the monthly subscription. So if you should be able to make that with no problem and profit for yourself on top of that. So, but again, it takes time to learn how to do what you need to do. You're not going to get, I've been doing this since 1994. You're not going to get all that knowledge overnight. Yeah, there's still a learning curve, even though I've done all the hard work for you so that you don't have to go through all of that. That's why I developed the post-wave price triggers. But you still have to educate yourself through the academy to learn how to take the signals, learn some basics on the market and how to place orders and trades and things like that. You need to understand some basics, and it's still going to take you, a couple months to get up to speed, comfortable, and run with it. And that's just real talk, man. I'm not selling nobody no pipe dreams up in here. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the real and the raw and the authentic. Someone just had to ask a question: do I recommend a certain, a particular broker? I don't get paid to endorse brokers, but I'll tell you two of my favorite to work with, and that's the Thinkorswim trading platform by TD Ameritrade, or and I like also Interactive Brokers.
Yep.
Those are my two favorite. As far as forex, I like O&A.
You like O&A?
I love O&A because they're the only ones that let you trade as small of an increment as a penny a pip. Who else will let you trade a penny a pip?
No one. I didn't know that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I love O&A. Straight up. They paid me. I would wear t-shirts and hats. Talking about O&A. And they're up in New York. I love O&A. They're up in your neck of the words, man.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Dude,
real quick.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. I was monologuing. I got caught up. I meant to ask you a question, V. I need to interview you on something. Dude,
Yes.
What's up with that Operation Blackjack Jericho thing going up there in New York, man? Come on, talk about it. What's up?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I have my hazmat suits on. I have swallowed at least 15 tablets of iodine, just in case the nuke goes off. I've also irradiated my house with lead. I mean, I put like lead liners into my house and my windows. I even swallowed some lead paint to make sure that my bloodstream is more resistant to radioactivity.
That's messed up.
I'm ready to go. Ain't nothing gonna happen, bro. Ain't jack gonna happen. People are hyping this thing up like they do this exercise almost every other year. It's they do it everywhere. And people are hyping. This is like that Jade Helm. This is going to be a globalist takeover because of Jade Helm. And if you look at the symbol of Jade Helm, it looks like a type of boot shoe, a boat shoes that a Norwegian sailor would wear, and that is an indicative sign that there's a false flag coming. You can see the compass on the symbol of the Jade Helm.
Wow.
That it looks like a leprechaun dancing on the edge of a rainbow, which is symbolic of the Lord Baphomet and the sacrifices that he has made.
Wow.
This is the type of crap that's out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So nothing's going to happen. Ain't a damn thing going to happen. Just like World War III is off the table. Ain't a damn thing gonna. It's just saber rattling. It's just the dying death rattles of it. It's like the death rattles of a dying jackal. That's the U.S. empire going down in flames. Um, it's none of this hoopla, bro. No World War III. All they're doing is creating a little tension because you know what? You get to sell a bunch of crappy F-35 fighter jets. You get to sell some Patriot missiles. That can't shoot down you can't shoot down anything worth of crap. That's what this whole entire thing is for, man.
Then you're not shook. So then if you ain't shook,
no.
I ain't shook. I don't care. If you
No,
don't care,
no.
I don't care. That means
I
it
don't
ain't
care, man.
about
I
nothing.
sleep sound tonight, bro.
Okay, then that's what's up. So then
But if
that's what
you go to like you go to like conspiratardcentral.com, they're like the events that are in New York right now. We are severely monitoring the situation. It appears to be that they are carrying some sort of a device into the subway stations. I
man, you
think
sound like him.
I think, Leonard, that it's clearly a nuclear device. And then if you zoom out, the hazmat people are wearing yellow. This is indicative of a banana, and because it is
Wow.
indicative of a banana, the bananas are symbolic of Satan, and it's a symbol of Satan that they're doing as they're walking into the subway. The canister they're holding is red. It looks like there's a 666 in the serial code of the canister that they're carrying into the subway. So this is clearly an actual nuke event that's going to happen, and we better prepare ourselves.
That is crazy. So in other words, this is just taking your eyes off of whatever else is going on.
Yep.
And
Keep your
they
eye
want you to
off the
focus on
death.
that.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to die is the U.S. physical economy. That's what's dying. Keep your eyes off the fact that 30% of Americans ain't got jobs. Keep your eyes off the fact that there's 43 million people on food stamps. Keep your eyes off the fact that 101 million are on some sort of government handout or welfare program just to make ends meet. Keep your eyes off that fact. Keep your eyes off the fact that we are the petrodollar is coming to an end. OPEC is pretty much dissolved. There's nothing left. Keep your eyes off that. Keep your eyes off the fact that the entire U.S. world or dollar world status, world reserve currency status is being challenged and being brought to the wayside. Keep your eyes off that. But in the meantime, there's a nuke event in Manhattan. We are clearly seeing bomb sniffing dogs. They are sniffing. In fact, right now, it is sniffing a gentleman's crotch. That is a sign that that's a symbol. That photo is clearly a symbol that the dogs of war have been unleashed upon the genitals of America.
Unbelievable.
I mean, seriously.
Wow.
This is what's out there. This is what's out there.
It is a bunch of foolishness. Somebody just asked a question too about where can they go to get some free or nearly free information to learn. So, it says what are the best sources to learn the techniques that are free to nearly free. All right, my man, keeping it 100 with you, keeping it 100. There is no such thing that I am aware of that is free or nearly free. Everything costs money. Ebooks, real books, paperback books. Even I have a trading study course for under $50 on my website, postwavetrading.com. If you want to learn, that's exactly what I would suggest you get. I would suggest you get that study course, less than $50, and it'll put you on your way. As far as the other question is, do you use any technical indicators to initiate a trade, or do you rely on your weekly post-wave price trigger algorithms only? I rely on my post-wave price trigger algorithms only. Yes, absolutely. You will learn when you go through the study course. Yes, there are some technical things that you should know because they kind of, repetitiously play themselves out. But in general, technical indicators do not work. Everything that I use is what's the word I'm looking for? Proprietary. All right. I don't use that free stuff that you get in charting packages because it doesn't work.
I like to use the word special.
Yeah, special. I'm special. I use my special stuff. All right. It took me over 20 years to develop. So I use what works, and I know my post wave price triggers work. I think they work freakishly well. But instead of me beating my own Drum, I'll let the trading room or people in the live chat who are part of the trading room speak, and they can tell you better than I can how the price triggers work. But as far somebody said now, what is my opinion on Nick Nack Paddywhack? Ticker symbol NAK. All right, Knack is another favorite. Knack is actually a little green on the screen today. Got a little green on the screen. Up about 2.5 cents right now. It is still flat though overall, trading in a tight range right now. Bottom of the range is $1.06. Top of the range right now is $1.85. So it's kind of just stuck there. I would like to see if it can possibly break out of this range. And in order to give some kind of hope, we need to close this week above $1.51. If we can close above $1.51 this week, that should open the door to make a run at the trendline resistance of 165, and then that should catapult us back up to around the $2, 227 handle. So that's what we got on Nick Nack Paddywhack. Let's see. Anybody else while we're on this segment?
We got about 1 more minute, bro. So,
all right. Well, with that being said, let me give you my website. My website is www.youcantaffordt. Psych.
What were you talking about?
I said my website was You Can't Afford It. That's messed up. No, postwavetrading.com. postwavetrading.com. Come learn how to trade these markets, learn some technical analysis, basics to help you understand the way the markets move, things like that. And come on over to the trading room. A 1-month subscription gives you unlimited access to the Learning Academy, to the premium trading room where you're next to traders from all over the world and just about every continent. We trade every exchange. The post-wave price triggers cover every security on every exchange in every continent. All the stocks, over 400,000 stocks, all the commodity futures contracts, and all the forex currency pairs. If there's something on the sheet that you don't see listed, you can ask me and I will add it for you. That's how we roll. So you get unlimited access to that, and you also have access to me during the trading day. You and I can kick it. We can talk. I do live webinars throughout the day, trading session in the mornings, after the close, sometimes midday. I'm just there. That's what we do. And for those of you that that subscribe to me on YouTube, I'm also encouraging everyone to go to postwavetrading.com and subscribe to the website. That way you can keep up to date and keep informed of free webinars that I do to the public and things like that. I am planning one here shortly, a free webinar where you guys can come one-on-one and we can talk, and you can ask all the questions you want about the services, about the programs, and I will be there. Some of the traders from the trading room will be there too, and you can ask away, and we can go back and forth and all that good stuff. All right, so I'm planning that coming down in the not too distant future. I got my hands in a lot of things that I'm planning for the YouTube community as well as the trading room. We're always moving forward, never backwards.
And with that being said, he is Dex the Algocapitalist, formerly known as the Vulcan, and I am yours truly, the Senor Silverback himself. And my man CJ, the master of the flux capacitor, is working the airwaves to make sure that this broadcast is coming out absolutely flawless. And you can follow us on Rogue Money at roguemoney.net, as well as at the Rogue Money on Twitter and the Rogue Money Facebook page, the Rogue Money Steemit page, and we are everywhere you want to be. Download the podcast, guys. We're on iTunes, Google Play. We're also the only alt media on Apple News, and we're spreading fast and furious. We are with Paul Walker on this one. Anyway, take it away, CJ, before my jokes get even more corny.